first thing to do is to plan out where you're going to measure, and then you need to start measuring the site. Now I've started where that chair is so that I'll be easily able to come back to that very spot. That was my start point. I used the edge of the concrete to make it easy to find, and then I gradually went around and measured it. Turns out that I made a couple of mistakes. I wasn't very quick when I measured it. I know it looks like I'm quick here, but I needed to move quicker. The other thing was I accidentally kicked it, which really upset it. So there was a couple of things that I needed to do to speed up or to improve what I'm doing. So here I am just finishing off the measuring. Now that I've finished measuring, my Moasure device is telling me that there are 4 ways it thinks I can improve. So let's have a look through those. So first of all, you can see there's a blue highlight. I accidentally kicked it, or I accidentally bumped it against the ground. And I was quite careful most of the time, but I got a bit carried away and I did make a mistake there. There's another thing here where it says try to move your Moasure device faster. So I was a bit slow. I wasn't very accurate about where I was placing it, or I wasn't definitive. So I needed to be more confident about the way that I moved and the way that I put my Moasure device down. Set your Moasure device down more quickly. So you need to be very decisive about placing the Moasure device down quickly and speedily and not move it. And there's some great videos on how to hold it so that you get a really good accurate reading. And also would I like some help? So let's go back. So here's my device, here's my settings, here's my little hill. It's not very high. I thought it was much higher than this, but it's only 1.2 meters high, about 4 feet. And so what I'd like to do is export this information. There's a couple of different ways that I can export it. I can export it by tapping the export button here, and I can export it to a PDF, and I get loads of options. What do I want to put on the PDF? So I can choose these options. We've had a look at the 2D. There's the 3D there. You can see I can export as a DWG or a contour, and the CSV. Now the CSV, you'll notice I've turned off a lot of the options on my CSV export, and it really does improve what I get through. So I've got include ignoring points, ignore points. I didn't include those. I've got turned the point type turned off. All I really want is the column heading and the point number for each of these. Be really handy to have the point numbers. So tap on the export and you can get an export from that. So there's lots of different ways. If you want to export the MFL file, that'll allow you to give it to somebody else with a Moasure. You can export the image file and so on. So these are things that are really handy for exporting. Now I've exported the CSV and I'm going to import that into Vectorworks and see how that works. So once you've exported your CSV file, you can open it in Excel and check out that we've got the point, we've got the X, the Y and the Z. So this is easting, northing and elevation, and we need to remember that. I've got about 70 points here. That should be enough to import this and get a good site model off it. And I'm going to just remember that that's X, so easting, northing and elevation, then file, save as, and save it as a TXT file. So you can see I've got one here. I'm going to save as a tab delimited text file. There it is there. So tab delimited text file. I'm going to save it into my project. I've actually already done this before just to check it out. And I'm going to cancel that. Now I can go back to Vectorworks. I need to import this information. So AEC on the menu bar, survey input, import survey file. So now I just need to find my file. It's the EIT for students. So remember, it's the TXT, not the CSV file. Let's open that. There's my lines there. I can just check through. So that's the first one, 0, 0. It's tab delimited, not comma delimited. If you're using a CSV file, you need to use the other with the comma delimitation. So tab delimited, ID, which is the point number, easting, northing, elevation, and my units were meters in my Moasure tool. I'm going to create stake objects, so okay to that. I'm just going to skip that error and we're going to have a look. So include a site model data, yep. I want this to be a cross. The cross is my favorite. I want elevation, document units, and I think everything's okay. Let's go okay. So it didn't take very long. There's all my points. Let's have a look. So they're all there. This is where I started at the top here. This is the top of the hill. This is where I had the camera. And we've got those all selected. So I can go up to here to AEC and I can choose terrain and site model from source data. That's my maximum elevation, that's my minimum, and true, it was below 0. And my contour interval, 200 millimeters, with a multiply every 5. And there it is, there's my contour plan. I'm going to make existing only, so there we are. And if I go to a 3D view, you can see there's my little hill. It really doesn't look like much, but it wasn't very high either. There is a little bit of a lump here, and there's a couple of points here that were around about the same amount. So I'm going to go back and recreate from source data. Let's have a look. I did notice there were 2 spot levels that were really close together, just in this area here. So I've got 2 spot levels. I'm just going to move one out of the way, and you can see there's a big height difference there between one and the other. I'm going to delete that one. I'm not sure why it was so close, but if I delete it, let's create from source data. It's got rid of that funny little lump, and there's my little hill. So that's how we can get our Moasure, how we can measure it, how we can get into Vectorworks, and then we can use it. And it's really cool. There's a movie I made recently showing a much steeper hill. So watch out for more of these. Thanks for watching.